It's a great day to be alive on this Wednesday. Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Ben Brust alongside Kyle Wallace, our Packer backer, Packer owner. What's up, Kyle?
Hey, it's Wednesday. Trying to get over that hump.
Change it up, man.
Nothing starts a show like Kyle Wallace Day of the Week commentary.
Just say something more important.
Seriously.
Hey, it's Wednesday. Can't wait to get over that hump. It's Thirsty Thursday.
Turn up
Tuesday.
Freaky Friday.
Hey, it's almost for the weekend Friday.
It's a mumbling Monday.
Nothing starts a show like
It's
Kyle
a victory
Wallace
Monday.
Yeah. I mean,
Say something that our audience cares about. They know it's Wednesday when I say it's a great day to be alive on this Wednesday.
Yeah, I mean, what can I say? I don't know. I can go sad. I can go happy. I can do
anything.
Hey,
evoke emotion.
Listen, for those who have family down in Florida, I hope that they are safe and I'm praying for them. I'm
Okay,
rooting them.
then.
Or if you want to
that's
go,
very sensitive
How
and
about
thoughtful.
somewhere in the middle?
okay.
Oh, wow, music off, too.
Yeah,
Here we go.
On the spot.
On the spot.
Yeah, today's Wednesday, and Aaron Rodgers was talking and running his mouth again. Almost said something crazy.
Cool.
See, that's better.
It's Wednesday, and Aaron Rodgers was running his mouth again.
That's pretty good.
Welcome to the show, Kyle.
Pretty good.
All right. I'll try to remind me tomorrow.
No, you just need to
No,
do your
he's going
job.
to say it's Thirsty
It's
Thursday.
Thirsty Thursday.
Yeah, no doubt.
It's Thirsty Thursday.
Brad Nortman, longtime NFL punter, rocking his Carolina Panthers T-shirt that looks like it's been through the wash and dryer about 50,000 times, and he's still wearing it. Brad
Yeah,
Nortman, how are you?
It's a very faded black. I'm going to give you some credit for that one. Yes, Kyle?
No, so you know what's interesting about
I love
this?
shirts like this, by the way. Nice and well-worn.
I like it too, but the older we get, and you guys called me out earlier this week, and I kind of got called out off air as well about how long I keep my clothes for. Because I keep clothes for decades, 15 years. Like a shirt I had for 15 years, and I know you have that shirt for over a decade.
Do you have a hard time throwing out clothes? Because I
It's
do.
Kyle.
Why would I throw out my clothes if I can still wear them?
Because they're outdated or they're like
He tries
too
to make
well-worn.
something that's not trendy, and it doesn't work.
Yeah.
This is trendy. This is now. This is new. This is a little tight fit, right? My
Yeah,
chest is popping
yeah.
out. My
It looks
muscles.
a little bit like you're going to go out on the night on the town.
No, this is good professional.
I agree.
The NASA said, "Oh, you got a nice shirt today. You were professional."
Oh,
I said,
Thanasis,
that's
cool.
my homie.
Thanasis
I told y'all.
Antetokounmpo roaming around the offices of ESPN Milwaukee today.
Cool.
I think he's trying to act like he's boys with
No,
Kyle.
that's my guy.
Oh,
For
yeah?
real.
Is it?
No,
yeah.
I will attest. I'll actually take Kyle's side on this one. I walked through the hallway a few different times in like a 20-minute span, and they were talking the whole time.
Yeah.
Why does he like you? You trashed Giannis.
Well, in the upstairs area, we don't have a lot of brothers.
Yeah. Well, actually, that was a conversation that we did have. So he was talking. We're just chopping it up, and I didn't trash his brother.
Wait, hold
I
on,
told
hold on. Is that actually a conversation you had?
Yeah. He did notice that upstairs was a little bit lighter than when he came downstairs. Because downstairs we have definitely a diverse pool of people that work,
Including me.
including Alex Strofe.
800-990-3776 is the ESPN Wisconsin talk and text line. We normally would do this at 3:15, but Rob Domofsky of ESPN has moved up in our planning of the show to 2:15. So we're going to pull a whoopsie-woo and a whoop-de-doo and a change up here. Did not do a good job of doing that. So when I suck, I turn it over to our other hosts who don't suck. Except this sometimes does suck. Brad Nortman, let's hear you out on a Wednesday at 2 o'clock.
They say punters are people too.
Punters are worthy of breaking news.
No, really, that's what they say.
Raising awareness everywhere that punters are people too.
Okay, let's go to it. Time to hear from the punter. Time to hear Brad out.
All right, guys. You know I'm a little bit of a cold streak when
A
it comes to
cold
hear
streak.
Brad out. Okay?
This is like the Lithuanian drought for me.
Wow. I still feel good about all of my children, a.k.a. my Hear Brad outs. I still think they're excellent. But I pulled in the reliever on this one. I pulled in the ace. I wanted to make sure I got unanimous yeses on
Better
this
not
one.
be Devin Williams in the ninth.
This is a good. No. We're not doing that. It's already too soon. This is one I think we're going to have some faith and some believe in. And guys, we're changing rules in the NFL. We're going to have a rule change that everyone's going to love. You ready for it? I call it kicker shootout. The kicker shootout. Now, hold on.
I'm not going to
Now,
lie.
hold on.
I love the name.
Now, hold on. You're not going to think it's as bad as you think. It's pretty great. Guys, some of the most electric moments of soccer and hockey is the shootout, right? Soccer shootout, NHL shootout. There's a moment that the NFL has that we all are left a little bit like frustrated with. It's a regular season tie. A regular season tie is something where both fans are like, this is lame. We've done our one quarter of overtime. We can't do another quarter of overtime because the guys are exhausted. They play again in a week. Someone's going to get hurt, and they just end the game. Now, I'm not just going to say we change postseason rules. Let the boys keep playing. But in a regular season, 9 of the last 12 seasons, there's been at least one tie. I suggest we change how the game ends. The game goes, tied at the end of the game. You play your overtime as you normally do. But if after the one overtime period in the regular season, if it's still tied, we go to kicker shootout. Kicker shootout is each kicker alternates starting at the 40. They can pick whatever hash or middle of the field they want to go in. You have the rush, you have the full operation, and you go kick for kick back 5 yards at a time on whoever makes it or misses it first, and that will decide who the winner is after that long. I think it would be absolutely electric. There would be no such thing as ties. There would be a winner. Imagine these guys kicking at like 65, 70 yards in this kicker shootout. Nobody has to keep on playing, so player safety is checked. You're going to do away with ties, which are incredibly unfulfilling and frustrating as a fan, as a team, and it's wildly, wildly entertaining. Kicker shootout for regular season overtimes after that one overtime period is exhausted. No more ties, player safety, and we have a wildly fun, entertaining end to a game. Again, not postseason, regular season. And it happens more than you think. Now, guys, did I cook or did I cook? Kicker shootout, baby.
Kyle, you're always first.
You put it in the microwave. That's what it is.
I heat it up, though.
It
tastes a little better.
You got a conversation going where there should be a resolution and a solution, but the solution is not allowing for a game that two teams have played 70 minutes, because you're in overtime now.
Oh, yeah.
70 minutes, like hard, working all this time and effort into this game for it to come down to somebody who was sitting on the sideline for most of the game eating sunflower seeds and not paying attention to what's going on in the game, to have them lose this football game on that, all right? So I see where you're trying to go here, but it's a little self-serving by trying to make specialists more important than what they really are, right? Because, in college football, they have a way that after, I think, the second or third overtime, they just do 2-point tries, right? I know you said player safety, boo-hoo, yeah, whatever, Brad. But player safety is not something that you're very concerned about, because you probably voted yes in order to have more football games. You would have had the opportunity.
Of course.
For more money, right?
Of course.
And so I think you should maybe talk about taking the college football model and going from the 2 after a certain amount of time. But kicking field goals, no. You should have to earn a field goal. That's the only time a field goal kicker should run on the field, is when you earned it by having the opportunity to get within your 50, where you try to kick a field goal. Other than that, I am not losing a football game because Narv Dog or Narv Pup can't hit a 48-yard field goal. Not happening.
Hit the Sounders. Banger, banger, banger,
Yes,
banger,
sir,
banger.
Live.
Banger.
Live.
Banger. Banger.
Kyle, the way this happens in the NFL, it already happens. How many games come down to a kicker deciding the fate of an NFL team? Whether it's in the game for a 30-yard field goal if you can't score in the red zone, or before the end of the half, or to end the game, you win the game with a kick. The kicker's already valuable for winning and losing games, so why not extend it into the kicker shootout? It's amazing. I love this.
That is so stupid.
The position players, quote unquote, have already had 70 minutes to
They
close
didn't get
out the
it done.
game. You didn't get it done.
You know
They're
what-
all tired. Let's bring in the kickers for a wildly entertaining kicker shootout.
You know what'd be
I'm
more
all
interesting?
in.
Yes, Ben.
It would
You think like for soccer players, right?
No. Soccer players. What are the soccer players? The 11 players on the football field, or excuse me, the football pitch, as they would say. What do they actually do during the game? They're actually on the field the majority of the game, unless they got subbed out. They're contributing in a more significant way than, again, Brad.
There's more shots
Brad-
on goals in a penalty shootout than there are in games most of the time.
That's
Powerful.
fine, but goalkeepers put in more work than punchers and kickers, and this is no shot at specialists. Brad did the right thing. Brad said, you know what? I don't want to get my head beat in. Let me just go ahead and punt this ball and make more money than a lot of guys and have more longevity than a lot of guys in the NFL. NFL. So you were smart. This is no knock on that. I'm jealous of you, but this is a stupid idea. Let the game be in the quarterback's hand, the running back's hand, the receiver's hand, not the field goal kicker's hand.
But it already had been at that point.
No, because
they've emptied the tank. Let the kickers do it.
No, emptied the tank. But the point is, let them finish out the tank. Let them actually go, whether or not it's doing like the college football way from the 2-yard line and doing it. I would rather have that than having the kickoff. The kickoff is entertaining. Don't get it twisted. It would be very entertaining to see guys go kick for kick, but I'd rather see that in practice, not with the fate of going to a Super Bowl or a Super Bowl title.
It's regular season.
Let's go to our producer, Alex Strofe, as the I don't want to say the tiebreaker here.
We got Rob Domofsky's vote.
Because Rob Domofsky does matter. Brad is 1 for 3 on his Here Brad Outs with Rob Domofsky. Strofe, what's your opinion?
That's a different scale. This scale is the four of us.
Okay.
So I do view myself as the deciding vote. I have an issue with this.
Of course you do.
Okay.
I love it so much, I don't want to wait until the end of overtime.
Oh. You up in the ante.
I love the idea so much that I think prior to like week 14, we don't need overtime.
No, you're taking it too far. You're taking it too far.
If it's super decisive at the end of the
that's
season.
too far.
Really?
That's too far.
Kickers deciding games like this.
The
where
players
it's not
couldn't
earned.
decide it in 70 minutes, and like we've already discussed, kickers decide a lot to do with football games. So why have
Because you get in field goal position and you allow them to kick it. Don't just give them the chance to kick the ball. I'm not losing because of my kicker. I want to lose on the arm of love, not on the leg.
So if you
of
had
malice.
Harrison Butker or Brandon Aubrey or some of the best kickers in the NFL, how would you feel about this?
Listen, that's cool and all, but I want to lose on the arm of my quarterback. I'd be damned if I lose a football game because of my kicker. It's not happening. This is a bad
you win
idea.
and lose games on the kicker all the time.
But
and this just makes it a
field goal
showcase.
position. You don't just say, "Here you go, kicker." We just work. We tried for 70 minutes. We couldn't get it. So just let the kicker finish it out. Go ahead.
You're telling me you wouldn't want, especially how good these guys are, going back 65 yards, 75
It would be
yards.
electric.
It would be electric.
I would rather see Pat Mahomes go back and forth with Joe Burrow or with with Jordan Love.
The issue I have is it's such a good idea, but games don't tie that often.
That's why
It's only
it's a
happened
good
7
idea.
times since 2017.
That's why it's a great idea, because you're not always relying upon the kicker shootout. It's in
we'd be
small
lucky
scenarios.
to see this once every 2 years.
And imagine the must-watch TV it would be.
100%. That's why I want
And so you want it more often.
I want it more often. I like this idea. Because the specialists have the least consequential. Well, obviously it can be consequential, but they play the least, right? The 60 minutes of football you're playing in regulation are mostly offense and defense.
Yeah. So why don't we put it in the hands of guys who don't do anything for the most part?
Because they had
game?
the most amount of time to already finish it out.
Player
And
safety.
You're tired at the end of the game.
They don't care about player safety, Alex.
Alex.
That does sound weird.
Alex? Who's Alex? Strofe or Mr. Irrelevant?
I think KBN, the KBN Mind Trust, that's a win right there.
800-990-3776. What do you think of this here, Brad, out of the kicker shootout? If it's tied at the end of regulation, you start at the 40, regular field goals, you both make, you go back to the 45.
Yes, sir.
You both make, you go back to the 50. One misses, the other has a chance to end the game. And then if they both miss, they stay at the 50?
Stay at the 50. Keep going until you have a resolution at that amount.
What's
sounds
Rob
exciting.
Domofsky of ESPN going to think? I know what Kyle thinks. I like it. Strofe likes it. Brad likes it. It's 3v1 right now. We'll see what Rob Domofsky of ESPN, who got his Twitter account back. Rob joins us next.
This is Kyle Broston Nortman, KBN.
He was the lead in the girls softball movie, the Bernstein Bears. What's it called?
800
What?
Tom Hanks, that movie. There's no crying in baseball. What was it?
that was A League of Their Own.
Not Bad News Bears.
The Bernstein Bears, like the book.
Bernstein Bears. Bro, you're done.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Sunday morning. You can smell it. Game day. And the brisket you've been smoking since last night. A day to be with family, aka fellow football fans. Traditions make Sundays easy to enjoy. Beers do too. Bud Light. Easy to Sunday, easy to enjoy. Bud Light is the official beer sponsor of the NFL. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch. Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ben Brust here to tell you about Zimbrick European. They're Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, and certified pre-owned. But the best part is I've been working with them since 2018, and the evolution has been a 2-door, a 4-door, and now it's time for an SUV. My life has changed, and it's changed with Zimbrick European. Being a dad has made it really important to have the comfort and the safety that the SUV will bring me. Again, Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Of course, I found the sexiest car on the lot. Check them out.
It's bird bashing season when you swoop into Potawatomi. Thursdays, you could win up to a wicked 50 grand cash in the Bird Bash Game Show. Just play with your rewards card all October for entries. All Bird Bash entries go towards a December 20th giveaway with a monstrous 300 grand in prizes. Bird Bash makes its bewitching return. Only at Potawatomi Casino Hotel, Milwaukee. Learn more at paysbig.com/birdbash. Must be 21 years old to play.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Hi, Drew and Jonathan Scott here, reminding you that a lot of life's firsts are better with help from American Family Insurance. Like your first home expansion, or your first big lightning strike. There's a first for everything. Get the right home policy at the right price with the right help from American Family's agents. Life's better when you're under American Family's roof. Insure carefully, dream fearlessly. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company SI and its operating company 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
The kick is up and wide left.
Why don't they customize the goalposts?
Gina Della from Pella? How'd you get into the booth?
No, listen. If they made our goalposts just a little wider, and why just yellow? It's Green Bay. Add some green stripes.
Sure, Gina. Should they also remove the G at midfield and paint a Pella crest?
Okay, Wayne, I get it. You can't customize a football game to go the way you want, but Pella can customize your home the way you want. From durable materials and fold-away hardware to custom colors and ease of maintenance, backed by quality craftsmanship, energy efficiency, and warranties that will last for years.
And this has got to be the Pella Dagger. Right now, get 0% interest for up to 36 months. Visit PellaWI.com.
Hey, I've got a popcorn and soda.
Right here.
$22.50, please.
Too bad we can't customize concession prices.
That's it. You've got this, partner? I'm out of here.
Certain restrictions apply. Ends 10/31/2024.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Excited to be joined at a different time than normal, but a good time. Rob Demovsky, welcome into Kyle, Brust, and Nortman.
Hey, Ben, how are you?
I'm good. Did you listen to the first segment, or are you coming in blind to we moved up Hear Brad Out specifically for you?
Well, I appreciate that, and I had to move things because Matt LaFleur switched up the schedule on us, and they're practicing an hour later than usual. So, no, I did not hear it. I just came from practice a little bit ago. Now we're at the point where we get kicked out and we wait for locker room to open at 3 o'clock. So I'm coming in completely blind.
Well, I love it, but no bias. Brad, take it away.
Yeah, I mean, this was pretty well received here in KBN, Rob. But here, let me just. I needed a
Decently
win.
received.
Yeah, Kyle wasn't really for it, but I needed a win, so I went into the coffers and I pulled out my best ace pitcher on this one. Okay, you ready?
Okay. Yeah, I'm ready, Brad.
I'm gonna call it the kicker shootout. Okay, Rob. So this is gonna be a change in the NFL rules. You know, we get at least one tie on 9 of the last 12 seasons. And soccer penalty kicks, hockey shootouts, some of the most thrilling and electric moments in sports. So I propose that when a regular season game, not postseason, a regular season game goes into overtime, they do the 10-minute overtime period, and there's still no winner. That overtime period ends in a tie.
Kicker shootout!
The kicker shootout, baby. The game doesn't end in a tie, but instead the kicker shootout occurs. What happens is you take out the regular field goal block and field goal team. Each kicker starts with a 40-yard field goal. They can pick whatever hash they want. And they go like 1 for 1, 40 yards. They both make it. Then 45. They keep on backing up 5 yards at a time until somebody misses and the other makes it. Basically, the benefit is player safety. Player safety is good to go because these guys are tired after overtime. They're protected. There's no more ties, right? Because someone's going to win out of this. And this is just an absolutely electric, wildly entertaining kicker shootout to do after overtime games in the regular season. What do you say, Rob?
He's so confident right now. I wish you could see his face, Rob.
I feel good. I think I cooked, didn't I, Rob?
I'll give you my answer, but first I'm going to give you the answer I think that NFL head coaches would give, and I would think they would say no freaking way. They let that let
drop
go
the
out
R
to the kicker
and add some U's and some C's.
But I would watch that. I would pay for that. Yeah, I would definitely watch that. Here's the one thing though, like in hockey, don't you get like a point for the tie going in? Like if you go to overtime,
that is
lose,
a good point, Rob. I was thinking about that. Right, if you make
no
it to
way to
overtime, you get a point already.
Yeah, there's no way to do that, unfortunately, in the NFL. But I say, who cares? Go for it. I would love there to be a way to have it like maybe it could be like maybe it's still a tie. I'm tweaking this a little bit. Maybe it still counts as a tie, but if it came down to a playoff seeding or tiebreaker and you won the game in the kickoff, then maybe it counted as a win in the tiebreaker scenario. Is that
Here's the thing, though. I like you adding
ties. I hate ties.
I like him adding to hear Brad out, but the one thing I want to keep reiterating is there's not many games that end up as a tie.
That's true too.
That's why I'm fine with this idea
rare.
because it's not as frequent as we make it feel talking about it.
I mean, imagine cutting to red zone when this happens once every other year. All eyes would be on the kicker shootout, baby.
That would be great. I would be all for that. Yep, I'm with it.
So is this a win from Rob Domofsky?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Let's go,
Rob. I'm disappointed in you. I thought you were
back at 2-2. No. Are we back at even now?
I think he's 2-3.
2-3. So I'm going to pull out another fastball next week.
All right, so we're the New York Jets then. We're 2-3.
Yes, we are.
And
yes, we are.
Be on the lookout because someone might get fired.
Uh-oh.
Rob Domofsky joining Kyle Brust-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. You say you left practice. I saw you tweet out on your Twitter X account that was reactivated.
Let's go.
You paid the ransom.
Our old guy clicked on my link that I sent him in the DM. I got his credit card info, his social security number, his pension, all of that. I got it all.
Took your wife out for a nice dinner.
It's in the baby girl's college fund. Thank you, Rob.
Okay.
Now that being said, Romeo Doubs was the talk of the end of the week, even heading into the game. He was back at practice today. We will be talking about how we feel about the wide receiver room. Yeah. Do you think this could be detrimental in terms of the trust that Jordan Love has with Romeo Doubs and the team overall? Like, what's the vibe?
I think it all depends on how he's received in the locker room. Look, Romeo, we're going to talk to Romeo this afternoon, and I guarantee you he's going to say, it's all behind us. I apologize. Matt LaFleur and I had a good conversation, and that's all well and good. But it's how do the guys in the locker room react to it, specifically the quarterback. And like, I don't think Jordan Love's at the point of his career where he's holding grudges. Like, if this was Aaron Rodgers in year 13 or 14 and this happened, I could see Rodgers saying, you know what, forget him. I'm not throwing at him. But I don't think that's going to happen here. I really don't. Romeo's still a guy who I really believe that he may not be the big play receiver. He may not be the most talented guy, but I still think if it's 3rd and 6 and you have to get 7 yards on a slant for a first down, I think that the ball's going to Romeo Doubs. I really do. I mean, that's what we've seen. And I got to be honest with you, Ben, I don't understand where his his problem is with it. I really don't. Like, I mean, you played 4 games. 2 of them were with, I'm sure you guys have talked about this at length, but you played 2 games with Malik Willis where it was not a passing game plan. And this game, Christian Watson was going to be out, so you were going to get your touches. I think it was a really odd stance at a really weird time from him. I don't know who's advising him, but I would say it's bad advice.
Well, one thing I thought about when this happened was how would this be if I was in the locker room thinking about my time with the Panthers or the Jags? And a lot of it would depend on how like Romeo's relationship is with the other guys in the locker room. If he's cool with everybody, then I think they would be more willing to bring him back. But if he was already aloof or different, it'd be like, wow, this is I don't know what to make of this. And so describe who Romeo is in the Packer locker room. And isn't he pretty tight with Jordan Love?
Yeah, very much so. He's part of the group that goes out to California and runs routes and throws and catches with Jordan in the offseason. Romeo's done that not just this offseason. I believe he did it previous offseason as well, going into Jordan's first year as a starter. He's a very, very quiet guy around us. I believe he's got a family. I believe he has at least one kid. I know I remember seeing him and with a family unit at a store once this off season. And I mean, he's a very quiet kind of guy. I don't think he's necessarily maybe, partying it up. And I don't know, I'm so out of touch with where these guys go. When I first got here, I used to go to the same places that, Favre and Chewy and all those guys would go to, just because there were that many places for 26-year-old people to go. But I don't know what they do necessarily now. But I don't know that he's a big, party guy or nightlife guy. But the thing that he is, and we thought he was a guy who never put himself ahead of the team. I mean, there was the quote from training camp where he said, if I'm worried about my own personal stats, then I'm not helping the team. I'm paraphrasing that a little bit, but it was in my story from the suspension. But like that, so that's why this thing came completely out of nowhere, because it's exactly the opposite of what he said. Like, there's some guys who aren't going to say that, because they really don't think that way. But he said it. Like, why would he have such a change in course so recently after that quote in the end of training camp when we were all asking about, well, who's the number 1 receiver? And they all said it doesn't matter. Well, apparently it must have mattered to him. And I'm curious to see how he'll explain that today.
Yeah, Rob Domofsky of ESPN joining Kyle Bruston-Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Look, this is on his resume now. I mean, no matter what the reasoning is, and
100%.
Someone had to go check on him. He had the quote that you just mentioned. None of it adds up, and this will go into consideration in his next contract unless the production just goes out of the roof and he becomes somebody that is right there with Jaden Reed in terms of impactfulness on the field. So that will be seen. I just thought that was really insightful that you brought up that quote, because that stuck with me as like, hey, this is a team guy, and he's doing everything the opposite way. It doesn't make any sense. I can't wait for the tell-all one day.
Yeah, just thinking about it overall, like with Romeo Doubs and what we expected of him, and I think he's a really good dude. I mean, he's quiet, and he just had a moment where I really feel like a lot of pressure got to him. But that betrayal that I think Jordan Love may feel, in the sense of you really betrayed your team by not showing up for your team, especially if my homeboy decided not to show up to work and left me out to the dry knowing that, another great receiver is gone, that'll cause some friction. So I'm curious to see what happens in the end with that.
You know what, Kyle? You make a really good point. The one thing I'll counter with is they won the game. Like, had they lost the game and the passing game had not been, very productive and was a reason, I think it plays worse with the quarterback and the other guys. But I think the fact that they came out of there, with a win makes it maybe softens it a little bit. Or on the flip side, it could say, you know what?
We don't need you, Romeo. We don't need you, Romeo. Again.
Yeah, right. And the interesting thing, too, Ben, is that at some point this offseason or next, this group of 4, we'll call the big 4 receivers, Reed, Doubs, Watson, and Wicks, at some point in the next year, someone's going to get a contract. Maybe 2 guys are going to get a contract. But there's no way all 4 of those guys get re-signed at a premium type of receiver level. So, I remember Jason Vrabel, the former receivers coach, who's now the passing game coordinator, saying in training camp when we asked him about, who's the number 1 receiver, do you have one? he said the next contracts, that will determine who the number one receiver is. So, like, that's going to be really interesting to see how that all plays out.
We've talked about this at length as Rob Domofsky of ESPN's with Kyle Bruston Nortman. Rashawn Gary, man. I mean, we've talked with Balaga, we've talked with Tausch. Obviously, you're a reporter, but you've been around this team. You've seen him be productive. He was productive enough off an ACL injury in his first year to have bulk sack games that got him a contract. At the time, it was a top 5 edge rushing contract, top 8 still. What would you do to go about getting him going if you have an answer?
Yeah, I probably would move him around a little bit. Maybe try rushing him from the inside. The first couple games there was, and I think maybe it was the Tennessee game. They actually used all 4 of the quote edge guys as the front 4 in passing. It was Gary, Preston Smith, Enigbare, and Lucas Van Ness. That was the defensive line. There was no Kenny Clark, no T.J. Slayton, none of the Devontae
Carl or Devontae.
Yeah, right. It was all their defensive line was 4 edge rushers in certain packages. Maybe they need to go back to more of that. I mean, remember when they would bring up probably a bad times or whatever was Zadarius Smith because it didn't end well, but there were times where they would put Zadarius inside in passing situations and move him around a little bit, and maybe they need to do that with Rashawn. Maybe that's the way to get him going. Certainly blitzing has not been the answer because they're one of the lowest blitz rate teams in the league. It's like under 20% through the first 5 games. So, but yeah, I would agree. It's something you got to try something.
Rob, Xavier McKinney has just been unbelievable. I mean, 1 pick in each of the games to start the season. It's incredible. Yeah. And I just wonder, have you had a chance to talk to him, and what is he attributing that to? Because he's already tied his season high for interceptions for a year. I mean, that was already back 4 years ago. So what is he attributing to this next level of success, more success than anyone probably thought when they brought him in, even as a high-priced free agent?
Yeah, I think a couple things to that point, Brad. Like, he loves the fact that they're letting him play center field. Like the amazing thing is, like, he's not fast, like from just a pure time standpoint. Like, go back and look at his combine time. It's not like, I mean, it's fine, but it's not unbelievable for the safety position. But, he's so smart. He does his homework so often, and it helps that he's got other guys in the secondary that they can move down near the box. Guys like Javon Bullard and Evan Williams, like that really helps a safety. Ryan Downard, their DB coach, told us, I can't remember if it was last time or 2 times ago that we talked to him, that he gets a text message from McKinney like every Sunday night or Monday, like wanting the film of the next quarterback. Like, where's the film for the next guy? He's ready to dive into it in that regard. And I'm actually working on a story for later in the week about McKinney and just the impact that he's made and sort of where he fits into the great free agent signings. Again, I'm not ready to anoint him after 5 games, but like, we're already talking about him in the conversation with a Charles Woodson type of signing or Julius Peppers type of signing. But I actually was texting with a scout from an AFC team earlier today, and he said to me, McKinney is a great value. And I said, well, value? That he's the 4th highest paid safety in the league. How is that great value? He goes, that's great value for the production that they're getting out of him.
Powerful from Rob Domofsky.
Rob, I got to ask you, man, do you believe anything that comes out of Rodgers' mouth when it comes to him saying
he
had nothing?
Not at all. No, Kyle, you can see it. We can get that. I don't believe that there's, I mean, I'm sure there's probably a shred of truth in there somewhere, but no, you can't, it's no way. I listened to it today. Yeah, I listened to it today. I listen to it much differently now that I don't have to write off of it, but I did listen to it today, and I had a hard time believing a lot of it.
What's the biggest way you were duped by Rodgers as a reporter?
Oh, man. Wow. Oh, I'd have to think about that one. I don't know.
Wednesday, 3:15, Rob Domofsky joins us, or 3:30 rather, to tell us how he was duped by Aaron Rodgers. Did I give you enough time there to think of one?
I don't know. I'll have to think of it. I don't know.
He got stuff going through his head. I don't
1,
know if I can
2,
share that.
Well,
3,
I will,
4.
I will tell you this real quick. I mean, some people probably remember this. Some people probably don't. I don't know if I was duped by Rodgers. I think I might have been kind of duped by Rodgers here. There was I brought up in a story when he was struggling, and I remember it was 2015 or so, reasons why he might be struggling. And I had mentioned in there that there had been reports about his relationship with Olivia Munn maybe was ending or whatever, and I put in there that sources said that their relationship is not ending and it's not a factor in his struggles. Well, he didn't really enjoy the reference. He came up to me afterwards and said, "Hey, just leave her out of this if you wouldn't mind." And I said, "Well, I thought I was doing you a favor by, saying, hey, your relationship status isn't in up in the air. That's not a reason that you're struggling." And he just patted me on the back. He's like, "Yeah, just leave her out of it." Well, 2 days later, she torched me on Twitter. Torched me. She went after me hard. I'm sure if you Google the thing, you can find just my name and her name, and it won't take you long to find it. And so I go back to him in the locker room. I'm like, "Hey, I thought we were good. I thought we were fine with that." He goes, "Yeah, we are, but she wasn't." And he just patted me on the back and walked away.
Oh. So, Coming up next on Kyle Brust and Nortman, we read mean tweets from Olivia Munn about Rob Domofsky on Twitter.
She blasted you. She blasted you. That's what it says. Suggesting she's to blame for Aaron Rodgers' slump.
But I didn't. That's the thing is, I didn't suggest that. That's all she saw was her name and a story about why he might be struggling. But she didn't read very close.
Look at that.
Rob, we appreciate the time. Great stuff as always. We look forward to next Wednesday and hearing you across our stations.
Big week, Brad. We get back to 500.
I like it. I'm already locked in.
All right, we'll be seeing you.
That's Rob Domofsky of ESPN. It's Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Man, that's probably one of 100 dupes.
Oh, yeah.
100%.
Add it to the roster.
She probably asked Aaron, you think I should? It just doesn't sit right with me. She said, "Get him."
Yeah.
Get him. She's just as crazy as Aaron. Because what happened? They broke up.
Crazy and crazy. Sometimes works, sometimes doesn't. We have a fun thing that we need KBN Nation's help with. Our founder and CEO, Craig Karmazin, you can hear his show Sundays from 10 to noon with Kyle Wallace, our guy producing on Sunday Karma across ESPN Wisconsin. He lost a bet. He has to be at George Webb Diner on Friday for 24 hours. How easy are we going to be on him? How much food does he have to eat to get time reduced from his time in George Webb? We discuss with you and have some ideas. All coming up next on Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Oh, no, not Coach Booty. People said yes, good riddance. He didn't do enough.
Not Coach Bud, but
Coach Booty.
They call him Booty, Bud? Did
they call him
Coach
Booty?
Bud. You know when I said Booty.
Only his friends call him Booty.
I said,
on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about a great opportunity that Bud Light and Folds of Honor are doing this fall. Bud Light and Folds of Honor need your help to highlight stories of those who gave their all in service of our country. If you know someone close to you that is a fallen or wounded veteran or first responder, submit their story to be recognized on KBN. Now through the week of Veterans Day, submit their story at ESPNFoldsOfHonor.com and you have a chance to win a Milwaukee Bucks weekend experience. Right into ESPNFoldsOfHonor.com, you can win Bucks swag, a stay at a hotel, and so much more. That is ESPNFoldsOfHonor.com.
Hey, it's Riley Yauk. Stay in the know on area high school sports and follow ESPN Madison on Twitter for Prep Mania on Deck, each week's preview for the top games and events. Prep Mania on Deck is brought to you by Zimbrick Honda, a proud supporter of high school sports and local communities.
Listen to Madison Money Guy every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. on 100.5 ESPN and ESPNWisconsin.com.
I like to refer to inflation as the silent killer. It's an invisible risk. It's just the idea that things get more expensive over time. You're going to need milk and eggs when you're in your early 60s and when you're in your early 80s. You're going to get a loaf of bread, and it's going to be more expensive 20 years from now.
Christian Finfrock is the Madison Money Guy. Call him today at 208-1800.
From color-changing alexandrite to shimmering zircon and everything in between at Chalmers Jewelers, you'll find high-quality, affordable, one-of-a-kind pieces. We source straight from the gem cutters, and we manufacture in-house from start to finish. As the manufacturer, we believe in truth in pricing. Never pay more for quality and stunning, beautiful jewelry. She's one of a kind, and so should her jewelry be. While others may send your jewelry dreams to someone else to make, with us, your dreams become reality with the help of our custom jewelers, with you involved the whole way. With a staff that has over 200 years of combined experience, why buy from a place that marks up jewelry made by the thousands? When you can buy direct from Chalmers for that one-of-a-kind piece that is better quality, often for less.
Chalmers Jewelers in Middleton
And Madison.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 12th for pitchers, catchers, and position players. This annual event has attracted the top talent from across the Midwest for 13 years. This is your chance to showcase your skills in front of the top colleges in the country, and the camp is open to all players in the 2025 through 2028 grad classes. Visit grbacademy.com to register now. Raise baseball. Raise your game.
Join in the fun and celebrate the harvest season. Jim Rutledge here, and on Saturday, October 12th, the Bruce Company in Middleton will host their annual Family Fall Festival with a petting zoo, mini pumpkins, face painting, and photo opportunities in front of their festive autumn cabin and giant pumpkin. The Bruce Company transforms into a fall wonderland. Free to all and no registration is necessary. Take the family to the Bruce Company on October 12th from 11 till 2. The Bruce Company in Middleton, and online at brucecompany.com.
The Jones family has its rules, just like any other family. Only difference is, ours are about making the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage you can buy. One of our rules, we only use all natural ingredients. It's a mandate we've followed since the 1840s, and we'll continue to do so for generations to come. Right here in Fort Atkinson. I'm Philip Jones. To learn more about the rules that make sure my family provides your family with the best tasting, highest quality breakfast sausage, visit jonesdairyfarm.com.
This is Kyle Bruston Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Get stressed, just gon' get figured out. Oh, deep conversation that
Playing it fast and loose with the journalism at Rob Domofsky. Your professional skills are lacking. You must be having personal problems at home.
Oh, wow.
That from at Olivia Munn tweeting at Rob Domofsky as Rob just joined us.
Maybe I'm the problem. If Rob was gangster, he would have said, hey, baby. He would have said to his wife, tweet her. Ain't nothing going on wrong over here, honey. I done had the ring for how many years? That's what she should have did.
Strophe
Ain't nothing wrong over here, honey.
She should have did it to him. While your man over there chasing other women.
Savage. Savage.
Mm-hmm.
800-990-3776. If you missed Rob Domofsky, go listen back on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee or at ESPN Madison on YouTube, or go to WisconsinOnDemand.com. I'm fascinated by all of the articles and tweets at Rob Domofsky. He basically said to us, I had asked Rob if at any point, what's the biggest way you've been duped by Aaron Rodgers as a reporter? Rob had described that he wrote an article about why maybe Aaron Rodgers was struggling, and then had suggested that Olivia Munn was not a reason why. And then Rodgers came up to him in the locker room and said, hey, just leave that out. And he goes, we're good? Yeah, we're good. 2 days later, Olivia's tweeting at old Rob, getting after him.
Olivia Munn has probably never even heard, respectfully to Rob, has probably never heard the name of Rob Domofsky, right? She doesn't come up to me as a major sports fan. So this is how you know Rodgers was just orchestrating it behind the scenes. Like, go
damn,
get
he
him.
did dupe him.
He duped him. Aaron Rodgers, and this is so Rodgers.
What's the worst way Rodgers duped you, Kyle, into thinking he could lead you to championships? Multiple, plural?
Yeah, the worst way he duped me was thinking in the end that he could make a playoff run. He played so well, but at the end of the day, he failed us. Whether it was not running, I think it was against the Buccaneers where he had a chance to run or something like that. And late in the game, it just, he just duped me thinking that he actually still had it in the tank, and now he's duping the whole city of New York.
Now, Sean in Beaver Dam, we did have a long discussion with Rob Domofsky about Romeo Dobbs. You're up on Kyle Bruston-Nortman, 800-990-3776.
Thank you, guys. Aaron Rodgers, he's turned out to just be a crap show. So, I mean, yeah, he's had his career, whatever. But anyways, I did want to talk about Romeo Dobbs. You guys touched on it later in the program on Monday. And the big thing last year was just how unselfish this whole receiving crew was, and it just kind of had this just this love feeling, no pun intended, but for that whole offense and what was happening and that transformation. And, and I kind of wondered in the offseason if they can still be unselfish, but as they creep forward, as you guys talked about and Rob talked about, the contract money's coming and somebody's got to get it, and I just hope that this Romeo Doubs thing didn't just reek into this locker room and upset this apple cart that really has such potential. But as you guys know, I mean, something like this can really start ripping teams apart,
Yeah, thank you, Sean and Beaver Dam. It's actually a really good point, right? Think about all of the excitement in this past season heading into this offseason to now where we are now.
It seemed like the Packers were the exception of the rule, which is inevitably pro athletes want to get paid. They want their money. So to be able to have a plethora of young talent that seemingly didn't care about personal stats or getting paid is like a superpower. That's an advantage that no other team has. And now that superpower has become a weakness because they're all under this misconception that they're all for one another, and then actions speak way louder than words, and clearly they're not. So I'm really curious on how this is going to unfold, not only in the receiver room but the offense in general, because this is not a small thing.
Are we going to be force feeding now to keep a personality happy?
I'm afraid we might be.
No, this is a statement, right? You have to make a statement overall as an organization. Say, Romeo, we really appreciate you as a human being. We appreciate you as a football player, and we're standing behind you. But at the end of the day, it's about us handling our business, and eventually you'll have to handle your business. You're going to get paid one day. How much you get paid, yes, it will be based off performance, but it will be based also about your attitude as well. And so for the Green Bay Packers, if the Packers win and Romeo Doubs has 60 catches this year, Romeo Doubs is still going to be part of a winning football team, right? If you're losing, and you're a losing football team, you get 60 catches, people look at you differently. But then on top of that, the Green Bay Packers right now, they need to focus on winning championships, right? They need to focus on being great. And if they allow for Romeo Doubs to change the way that they're running their offense, and then they start losing, it won't just be Romeo Doubs that will be upset. You'll have an upset Jaden Reed if he starts getting less targets. You'll have an upset Christian Watson, who, his family's definitely in his ear as well. You may have a Tay Wicks who may get frustrated. Winning can cure all.
Winning does cure all, and there's something that cures Brad that he's wearing right now.
Oh, that's right. I mean, I'm wearing right now, if you're going to go to our ESPN Milwaukee YouTube stream, you're going to see me wearing my carbless quarter zip. Even Ben Brust paid me a huge compliment. That looks like a classic bonfire type of quarter zip. I mean, or was that Alex Strope that said that?
Why do you need the credit?
Somebody said it. And I couldn't believe more. You know what pairs great with this quarter zip, a carbless, at a bonfire? It's an actual carbless in my hand. I'm all throughout the fall, no matter what the occasion, around a bonfire, I'm watching my alma mater, the green and gold. I'm watching baseball playoffs. It's always a reason to pair that with a carbless. And a carbless has everything I am looking for when it comes to a tasty, ready-to-drink cocktail. There's flavors for everybody. The classic cocktails like margarita and Moscow Mule feels like the bartender made it right there in front of you. Not only to mention the fruit flavors like cranberry and black raspberry, man, those two are perfect ones if you've never tried carbless before to give that a shot. And of course, the margarita 4-pack is unbelievable, but it goes beyond that. I mean, it's a guilt-free experience drinking carbless. No carbs, no sugar, gluten-free, less carbonation leading to less bloat. I just feel so good and guilt-free when I drink my carbless. I'm able to have a good time and not detonate all the other things in life I'm trying to do from a nutritional standpoint to be able to live life a little bit and have a good time. If you have not tried carbless this fall, watching football, baseball, around the bonfire, it's the perfect opportunity to finally try carbless. If you already tried it, then you already know. You know that less is more. Try carbless and enjoy the beautiful flavors that it gives you, baby.
More Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin. Next.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman.
Milwaukee County, you need to shovel the pathway to the lake, okay? I had to step through snow in order to get to the lake.
I think Kyle's the Karen of the show.
I think
he's high maintenance, for sure.
I think Kyle pays taxes in the county of Milwaukee that just went up, so I expect for this stuff to be piled.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute. Here's Pablo Iglesias.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by The Jump Around. Don't miss new episodes of this exclusive digital show talking all things Wisconsin sports every Thursday at 12:30, streaming live on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel. In his media day presser, Wisconsin men's basketball coach Greg Gard noted John Blackwell made a massive leap over the offseason, one very similar to 2022 lottery pick Johnny Davis.
He wanted to be the best player on the floor. He wanted to dominate. Johnny came back with that same type of mentality as a sophomore. The mindset and approach to the game, the maturity level and the willingness and the want to be the best is pretty evident. And I saw that with Johnny, and I see that with John as well. And a competitive mindset to be the best on the floor.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here to tell you about a great opportunity that Bud Light and Folds of Honor are doing this fall. Bud Light and Folds of Honor need your help to highlight stories of those who gave their all in service of our country. If you know someone close to you that is a fallen or wounded veteran or first responder, submit their story to be recognized on KBN. Now through the week of Veterans Day, submit their story at ESPNFoldsofHonor.com and you have a chance to win a Milwaukee Bucks weekend experience. Right into ESPNFoldsofHonor.com, you can win Bucks swag, a stay at a hotel, and so much more. That is ESPNFoldsofHonor.com.
Since J&K Security Solutions opened in 1987, our attention to detail and customer service have been our strongest assets. I'm President Jeffrey Beckman. We'll always do our best to find the most efficient and cost-effective solution to every job we tackle. Whether it's security for your home or business, installing video surveillance, or being able to control your garage doors from your phone, we can help you feel empowered with simple and user-friendly technology. Let's work together to secure your home or business. jksecurity.com.
Are you ready to build your company's dream team? Just like in sports, finding skilled players is essential for success. With Robert Half's winning combination of specialized recruiting professionals and award-winning AI, we'll help you find the MVPs and key role players who will have you hanging banners in the rafters. Because in business, it's all about having the experienced team on your side. At Robert Half, we know talent. Visit roberthalf.com today.
Whether you own a local business or a global one, you know that these days, generating growth is a challenge. By teaming with Bank of America, you'll not just stay ahead of the curve, you'll move it. With access to experts, award-winning insights, and business solutions so powerful, you'll make every move matter, locally and globally. Visit bankofamerica.com/banking for business to learn more. What would you like the power to do? Copyright 2024 Bank of America N.A.
Let's get the latest from Lambeau.
There's always pressure. You got to find ways to deal with that pressure and handle it as best you can to be the best.
This is your green and gold fix on 100.5 ESPN.
Obviously, there's going to be things that turn up along the way. You got to be able to adjust.
This green and gold fix is driven by Metro Ford.
Following missing last week's game against the Los Angeles Rams due to suspension, third-year wide receiver Romeo Doubs is expected to rejoin the Packers this week. According to a report last week by Sports Illustrated's Bill Huber, Doubs skipped 2 practices last week because he was unhappy with his role within the offense. Head coach Matt LaFleur.
I'm not going to get into the specifics of it, but I think it was productive, and we look forward to getting him back on Wednesday.
Doubs has 12 catches for 169 yards in 4 games played this season. The Packers get back to work today to prepare for Sunday's matchup at Lambeau Field with the Arizona Cardinals. I'm Alex Strofe.
Purchase, finance, or service a new or pre-owned Ford at Metro Ford of Madison on the east side today. This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
One Direction Wednesday, Boy Band Wednesday, whatever you want to call it. Some great vibes from Alex Strofe. KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. That's where you can chime in at the ESPN Wisconsin Talking text line. Do want to tie a bow here on the Romeo Doubs conversation, at least for today. Who knows what happens or what we hear from the locker room and what comes out on the social medias. But Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman here with you. Alex Strofe. I was going to say Alex Strophe. That works, right? He's running the show. Now, Brad, you have more experience than any of us, clearly, in an NFL locker room. But I think beyond your experience, I think you've read between the lines a little bit of the relationship that Jordan Love and Romeo Doubs have and the impact that could have for this team. Because I am with you that I think it would be foolish to think that it's all, hey, everything's back to normal, right? Anytime whether it be a sideline outburst, maybe a closed door meeting outburst, there's usually a cause and effect on the field where you see more targets, more this, more that. And what's made this Green Bay Packers wide receiver group, as our caller just said, so great is it didn't matter in the past who it was, but that's not the vibe we get from Romeo.
Yeah, I've seen things within closed doors disrupt the vibes of a unit, right? And this is something that is way beyond that, right? This is something that was very public, and it was a very strange and a very interesting stance that Romeo Doubs had. And my concern is, and where the spotlight should be on this week, is Jordan Love and the rest of the offense. Because I don't think Romeo Doubs is going to come back, as Ben said, and just be, it's going to be easy going and he just works right back into the fold. Jordan Love and Romeo Doubs are friends. I'm concerned that Jordan Love is going to try to mend this, right? He's kind of like not a people pleaser, but I'm not sure he loves conflict. I think he's going to try to force the ball more to Romeo Doubs this week than he otherwise would have. That at the detriment of the Green Bay offense. And then what's the next thought that goes into everyone else's mind? Well, you got Dontavian Wicks, you got Jaden Reed, you got Tucker Kraft saying, okay, well, all I need to do is then throw a fit and I get to increase my targets. So you're looking at a situation where toxicity might be rewarded because of Jordan Love and Romeo Doubs, the relationship, Jordan Love trying to make people happy, trying to lead this team. I'm afraid the message that might send to the rest of them, it'd be better off if Jordan Love didn't ice out Romeo Doubs, but didn't change anything. I'm concerned that won't be the case. He's going to force feed Romeo Doubs. It's going to continue the toxicity of the offense.
He better not reward that unprofessional behavior. That is completely unprofessional. Again, let me just reiterate. I like Romeo Doubs a lot. It hurts me to have to talk bad about him, but he was extremely unprofessional. He was extremely unreliable, and he should not be rewarded with more targets. He should be rewarded by him working his behind off and earning the trust of his teammates again, and most importantly, earning the trust of his quarterback so when he gets open, he can still trust him on 3rd and 7, as Rob talked about when he joined us earlier. So I don't get rewarded for throwing a hissy fit.
So do you think that Romeo Doubs' targets will increase, decrease, or stay the same?
They need to stay the same. Maybe they do a quick little pass to get him acclimated early to make him feel good about himself right away, but we better not be looking at him over Jaden Reed or over an open target.
Was that an auto hotkey? It's not even the end of ESPN Wisconsin hour. What just happened?
Right when the beat was dropping hard, too.
What happened was I was fist pumping and jumping up and down, and I accidentally hit the mouse with my headphone cord.
Wild, and it hit the...
And it hit the end of the 3
o'clock hour
yeah.
exit.
Yeah.
Man, it was just to get into the heart of the X-Files EDM.
I was bobbing my head trying to talk.
You did pretty good.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You know when I'm a little different. So
I agree. It does need to stay the same. The question is, that's easier to say.
We got a poll out there, Strophy?
I'm going to put a poll out there shortly, yeah. But I just want to throw out, similarly to Brad thinks Jordan Love may be towards Romeo Doubs, I got a little bit overexcited.
Huh?
Got overexcited about the stupid beat.
That's
you guys are amused by the oddest things.
I know, it really is. We're quite simple creatures.
Well, that beat drop is pretty great,
Let
though.
me put it this way. Kyle, you know this very well because you and I came up strictly through the radio ranks, right? These guys are athletes.
That's very true. We earned our keeps here around here.
You got to be wired a little bit differently to do this full time.
That's very true.
You got to be wired. You got to be a little weird.
Cool.
There's got to be something going on in your brain that's not normal.
We do a lot of talking to ourselves and a lot of oddness. Like I told somebody today, anytime I call somebody who has an iPhone but also has an iPhone device, when you call them in the background, you hear because you have other devices that are Apple. And every time I hear it, I start bobbing my head to it because I just hear it in the background. I'm different.
We're back in 2 minutes. That's all I got to say.
Hey, it's Panic strikes as you realize on Wednesday that Thursday is your anniversary. The reservations being secured.
We'll see you at 8.
The gift being purchased. Yeah, you've got this. Just like Associated Bank's got you with early pay up to 2 days early on direct deposits. So even though they call you Last Minute Lisa, we'll make your last minute scrambling a bit easier. You've got this with early pay from Associated Bank. See associatedbank.com/checking or ask a banker for details. Member FDIC.
Hi, this is Dave Kane. You're listening to Madison's Home of the Bucks, a good Karma brand radio station, 100.5 ESPN WTLX, Monona, Madison.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studio, this is your Metro Kia of Madison Sports Center.
What is up, Madison? I'm Hunter Vaughn. Your Sports Center update is brought to you by the Mr. Irrelevant podcast. Join Alex Strofe every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 12:30 on the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, where he'll talk things green and gold or just maybe complete nonsense. Who knows? But tune in every Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 12:30 to find out. Speaking of the green and gold, the Packers were back at practice today after their 24-19 win over the LA Rams on Sunday. Wide receiver Romeo Doubs was back at practice following his one-game suspension after skipping 2 practices last week. Also, wide receiver Christian Watson was back at practice for the first time since his Week 4 ankle injury. The Green Bay Packers are at home this week. For a noon kickoff, they'll host the 2-3 Arizona Cardinals. The Green and Gold are 5.5-point favorites in that one over at ESPN Bet. On to college football, the Wisconsin Badgers head out to Piscataway for an 11 a.m. kickoff this Saturday. The Badgers are 2.5-point underdogs. Hour 2 of KBN starts right now.
Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or metrokiaofmadison.com.
Broadcasting live from the Everlight Solar Studios in Madison, this is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN. Sponsored by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL. On ESPN Wisconsin, ESPN Madison on YouTube, and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Kyle Brust and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin, hanging out with you, KBN Nation, 800-990-3776. Adam does make a good point to continue to tie a bow on the Romeo Doubs conversation. Regardless of how he's acted, Romeo's touches may increase if Dontavian Wicks doesn't catch the ball.
That's true. That's true.
That's a good point.
No Christian Watson. Don't know the status. It seems like he's out, but you get the point of targets are going to go to the people that produce the most, and he may, although the timing wasn't good when Watson was out, he could have had an opportunity to make a lot of catches. Tay Wicks didn't step up and grab the targets away from Romeo Doubs. We'll see what happens on Sunday, but we need your help as it's always a great feeling when you see a bet being paid off across these airwaves and across all of the talent that we have. And none other than our CEO, Craig Karmazin, which you get your Sunday Karma, 10 to noon on Sundays across ESPN Wisconsin. He lost our Cover 5 challenge. It's an app we use that essentially you bet 5 games, and however much you lose against the spread, it goes against you. However much you win against the spread on the team you pick, it goes for you, and Craig was the worst. And because he was the worst, he will be at George Webb for 24 hours on Friday in downtown Milwaukee, starting at 11 a.m. You can catch Mr. Irrelevant on site at 12:30. You can catch us from 2 to 5. You can catch Homer from 5 to 6. All while Craig Karmazin is sitting at a George Webb for 24 hours.
Should I pack a lunch, or is Craig treating us as well?
That's a great question.
You know him better than us.
I'm going to ask Craig, since, we're going there to help support him.
Why do you always turn into free food mode?
Well, because it's important for me to know what I should be bringing for lunch. Am I going to be eating George Webb? Because, I'm looking at the menu, so boy, it's getting a little hungry.
Remember when I said last segment, in order to be like a radio guy, you got to be wired a little bit weird? The other thing about radio guys, or
free stuff,
media
free
guys
food
in general, free food.
Yeah.
Kyle's
definitely that.
Yeah,
now,
I actually respect a good
as it
premium.
pertains to the 24 hours that Craig Karmazin will be within George Webb, we don't want to punish him to a degree that, he just has to sit there for 24 hours. We have come up with what I call the 2-hour meal deal. First and foremost, Craig has to start with 2 pancakes, right? Are we fine with every pancake is 1 hour?
Yeah, because it's 24 hours, and the food he eats deducts his time.
Yeah,
correct.
I like that. Mm-hmm.
And so, and one pancake equals 1 hour, and he has to start with 2 pancakes.
Pancakes, 1 hour.
George Webb, they are called wheat cakes.
Wheat cakes.
And they come in
healthy.
twos, so that's why I wanted to start with 2 for CEO Craig Karmazin.
Yeah, so I jumped on Sunday Karma this past weekend with Kyle, and he said he has a strategy that he's going to dunk said wheat cakes into water, Joey Chestnut style.
We need to ban that.
That sounds disgusting.
Yeah, that's why I don't want to ban it, because it just sounds
Yeah,
gross.
I want him to do gross stuff.
Yeah, if he wants to do that, good luck.
If he wants to be in survival mode and cut time off mode, and it hurts him later.
I feel like we are missing a big part of this prior to getting to the actual menu and each of the deductions. I asked him this, and he said, no, it won't happen. What if he throws up? What if he pukes?
Start over.
Yeah. Something. You get time at it, because that food that you ingested, just like with the food eating contest
I'm with
that
you
they
guys.
have,
Yeah.
if you throw up, that does not count.
Yeah, the food's got to be ingested and stay there.
Got to keep it down. Keep it down.
You didn't eat it.
I don't care what he does once the time elapses. He can do whatever he wants once he walks out.
No, I agree.
Okay, that's
I
fair.
agree.
Yeah, but midway through.
I would say anytime he throws up, that's an hour at
So there's a Ben, Brad, and Kyle 2-hour meal deal. We've each picked a entree, an appetizer / side, and a dessert. And if he finishes the Ben Brust meal deal, the Kyle Wallace meal deal, or the Brad Nortman meal deal, 2 hours will be deducted from his time. I will provide him a meat lover skillet as the entree, oatmeal as the side, and creamy cheesecake as the dessert. Not cheesecake, creamy cheesecake.
And it has to eat all 3 of those.
All
right, for
3
2
of those, 2 hours, boop, boop,
Wow.
off the time.
Well, my Brad Nortman 2-hour meal deal will be the sourdough boy burger, which is 2 beef patties and sourdough bread and all the fixings on it. The side, it wouldn't be this without crispy cheese curds. You got some cheese curds. And you can end it with a piece of cake, his choice on flavor. That's the one thing I will give him. He likes
Brad's
chocolate.
so nice. Like, even when he's punishing someone, you get to pick your favorite cake.
Well, because I said to Kyle, I was like, man, is the sourdough boy burger, is that too much? Is that too much? And you said, no. It's only
Not at
2
all.
patties. He got this.
Yeah, he definitely got this. He got himself into this. See, for me, on the other hand, I'm a Wisconsin boy. Pure Wisconsin boy. And you know when he's doing this on a Friday. And what is Wisconsin known for? On Friday?
Fish fry.
Fish fry. And as I'm looking at this menu at George Webb, guess what they offer as a dinner platter on Friday? The classic Wisconsin fish fry. Yes, the classic Wisconsin fish fry, which gives him the classic beer battered fish fillet, lightly battered crunch fish with their special beer batter recipe. And it originally includes fries and coleslaw and rye bread and tartar sauce. But you know what? I don't feel like French fries are Wisconsin enough, and I want that man to eat a lot of fried food, so he needs to sub the French fries for onion rings. He needs to sub it out. I have it on the list. Sub it out to get that them 2 hours off. You got to sub the French fries for some good old fried onion rings.
What if he eats the French fries? Just an hour?
He has to sub it out. He makes the order. He needs to tell him.
It don't
Sub
count
the
unless
fries
he
for
does
onion
the
rings.
Kyle
He
meal.
gets- he
It's the
gets
Kyle
no time
meal.
off?
The
Sub-
Kyle meal deal is the Kyle meal deal. There's no
Sub-
substitutions.
The fries for the onion rings. I'm sure they would gladly do it, okay? So make sure you're going to be there. He needs to sub the fries for onion rings. Now, on top of that,
This seems personal.
it's a little personal. If he don't sub the fries for onion rings, we're going to have an onion ring problem, okay? Now, the last thing with this is that I like Craig, so I don't want to be all.
I love Craig.
I do love
I'm gonna
Craig.
make you pay.
I mean, I'm giving him the Wisconsin fish fry. He's been in Wisconsin for 25 plus years. He should be very happy that I gave him something to be a Wisconsinite. And then on top of that, because I like Craig, I'm not going to make him eat the creamy cheesecake. I'm not going to make him eat the heavy chocolate cake. I'm going to have him have some fun. He can have a root beer float with some ice cream. Root beer float, so ice cream, root beer float, something to wash all the food down with, because I care about my boy Craig. I think that is an excellent meal. I'll give him 2 hours off.
Strofe, if you were Craig Karmazin, which meal deal are you taking? He could do all 3 of them and have 6 hours there, 2 pancakes
so
being
much
8
food.
hours.
If I'm Craig, I'm just eating pancakes. That's so much food.
Do you think that it should be 3 hours for one of our meal deals?
Yeah, it should be 3. It's too much food.
Kyle?
I would love to tempt him into having one of our.
I want him to suffer, but you want him to like really suffer.
I hope you understand.
Torturous.
Okay, let's just do some math here. Starting at 11 a.m., Homer Hour ends at 6 p.m. That is 7 hours, which means he has to knock off 15 hours. Oh, no, that's bad math. Guys,
24 minus 7?
Yeah, 24 minus 7 is
17.
17. So that means he needs to eat 17 pancakes at a minimum, which he's not doing. He'd still need to eat 14 pancakes if he ate one of your meals.
Huh.
And our meals are pretty heavy.
I think I can do that. Thanks for bringing math into this. I usually avoid math at all
Well,
costs.
and I'm horrible at math, as you can tell. So
it is 3 food items in our meal deal.
Let's go 3 hours.
3 hours for any of our meal deals?
I like it.
Yeah.
I like it. I like it.
Everyone say aye.
Aye. Those who oppose, nay.
Very good.
Slip me to my frat house again.
I've never
You-
done that
wait,
before
do
in
you
my
do that
life.
at frats?
Oh yeah, you gotta vote for
What's
things.
the weirdest thing you voted on in your frat?
That's none of your business. You need to join to find out.
Wayne chimes in. Craig is going to destroy that toilet.
I don't feel like Craig's a public bathroom type guy. He's a little bit too bougie for that.
Do you guys think he'll finish it before the Homer Hour is up?
No.
So that's 7 hours.
No, Craig's gonna be there after 6:15.
You think he'll be there before midnight? So that would be 13 hours?
Craig's gonna leave probably sometime after 8. He has a flight to catch the next day, I believe. Something.
That would be horrible.
Man.
Where's he go? Well, you don't have to probably put his business out there.
I forgot.
He's like, I would have said.
Yeah. That would be. I'm trying to think of what my tactic would be.
Eat pancakes, man.
I feel like I would just try to go in there as hungry as possible and eat as many pancakes as
Eric
fast
in the
as I could.
608. Are the meal deals available to KBN Nation if we show up?
Hey, yeah, I mean, we're not paying for you to eat, but hey, join us, grab some food if you want. Maybe treat us to some food because we love you and you love us.
I got an idea, Eric. Put it on Craig.
Yeah,
That's Craig.
I'm with Craig.
He loves the fans.
For real.
Craig
He loves the fans.
He loves the fans.
Craig loves the fans.
If you are a loyal enough fan of ESPN Wisconsin that you show up to support Craig should definitely pay for you. I would shame him if he didn't.
As the
would.
CEO who founded this company and cares about each and every single one of you listening,
Teammates, partners, fans.
part of the motto here at Good Karma Brands.
We're going to have a damn line up the street because everybody's going to be thinking Craig is
Free
buying
food
them
on
for
Craig.
me.
Free food on Craig. Let me just let me make sure you know. This is not anything. There's no contest rules for this. So don't come showing up thinking you're going to get free food and all of a sudden I'm on the news talking about ESPN promised us free food and you trying to feed your whole damn family. It's not happening. Not happening. We ain't doing that. Also,
8
Craig,
meals to go on Craig.
for real. Also, just so y'all know, Craig's not supposed to use a phone whatsoever, and Strofe is supposed to be there the entire time as well.
Well, I'm going to be producing your show.
No way. We couldn't get nobody else to produce the show. You're supposed to be there.
You're
suffering-
supposed to be there.
I weaseled my way out. I'm going for irrelevant. I'm coming right back.
Nah, we got to change that because you need to make sure he's not on his phone. Only thing he can use his phone for is the fact that he's going to be on VMix where people can watch it and stream it live as well.
So he has no options for entertainment?
No. He's
Just
not.
sitting and eating.
You have to sit and eat. His
He
entertainment.
lost. This
He's
was
going to wallow in his.
This was not you lose. Everything's going to be great. This was you lose. It's got to be tough.
I can be on my phone for 15 hours.
Yeah, you
I'll be
got a problem.
I mean, I'll be bored, but I can watch some movies, have a good time.
This is taking place. I'm allowed to give out the location, correct? Yeah, MLK in downtown Milwaukee, right outside where our offices are at the 3rd Street Market Hall.
What I can't wait is by the time we get there, he'll be well into this challenge, and hopefully we get our George Webbs, and you take a juicy bite, and you go, "Oh, that's so good."
Oh, we're gonna be on the air while he's eating too.
I know. But just hearing that, I feel like for him, we'll just send him into like a sickness in his stomach.
How big are the pancakes at George Webb?
They're thick. Now that you said, now when you said
Hold on, time out. Thick with 2 C's or with a CK?
They're very thick. I recall seeing it, right? It's one of them, when you said wheat, it's one of them thick, wide ones. They ain't little. They are not little.
Ruff.
Two of them are going to make him full. I know Craig has a...
Why are we barking?
Okay, so I am looking at an uploaded picture of George Webb. You can go like on Google and someone took a picture of their 2 pancakes, eggs, bacon, the whole thing. those are not small pancakes.
Hey, he chose G-dubs.
Those are pretty thick pancakes.
Yeah, I told you, Stick'ems.
I can't tell if they're definitely wide. I can't tell their depth, but they're wide. So from what I can tell, that's several C's. Several.
Well, I don't know what y'all are barking, but I know what I'm about to bark for. I'm barking for the Underdog Fantasy Sports app in KBN Nation. I want y'all to join in on the fun, just like millions of others across 33 different states that get in on the fun with the Underdog Fantasy Sports app, and it's so easy to play. This is how it works. You select players from multiple teams. You select high or low on those players' stats, so whether or not it's passing yards, rushing yards, touchdowns, receiving yards, whatever it is, higher or lower on those stats, and if your picks hit, you can win up to 1,000 times your money. Yes, up to 1,000 times your money. I played $10 and I won $49. It's really that easy, just selecting higher or lower on player stats. And all you have to do is go to Underdog Fantasy Sports app or go to UnderdogFantasy.com, and when you do that, sign up using promo code KBN. That's promo code KBN, and Underdog will give you a special free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code KBN to claim your new customer special of a free pick and your deposit offer. But remember, to play Underdog Fantasy, you must be 18 plus and present in the state where Underdog Fantasy operates. Terms apply. Concern with your play, call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
Who's the most likable Packer on the 2024 Green Bay Packers? I know Brad has a guy. I have a guy. Kyle's got a guy. Strofe, you had Sal Frelick for the Brewers. Do you have your Sal Frelick for the Packers? We'll find out next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman.
If I was as tall and as talented as you, if I could shoot as well as you could, both them teams would have won. Because you know what? You did a fake punch, you said, in the Rose Bowl?
Yeah.
And I would have did fake point. I would have took it to the house. I would have scored a dang touchdown.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Zimbrick Honda has been a proud part of the Madison community since 1973. They're your one-stop shop for over 250 new Hondas to choose from. Whether you're looking for a sedan, SUV, or truck, their selection of new vehicles is second to none. Stop in today at their location on Fish Hatchery Road and lease a 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid Sport all-wheel drive for as low as $359 per month. Or browse their vehicle selection online at ZimbrickHonda.com. That's ZimbrickHonda.com. Shop local, shop Zimbrick Honda.
GRB Academy is baseball for the serious player. GRB is hosting its annual Top Prospect Camp on Saturday, October 12th for pitchers, catchers, and position players. This annual event has attracted the top talent from across the Midwest for 13 years. This is your chance to showcase your skills in front of the top colleges in the country, and the camp is open to all players in the 2025 through 2028 grad classes. Visit grbacademy.com to register now. Raise baseball. Raise your game.
My overall experience with Gruber Law Offices has been phenomenal.
The treatment was excellent.
They will be supportive of you. They will listen to you.
It was a great experience knowing that I had people to help me.
I know I could count on them to do what I needed to get done.
Experience with Gruber was great.
They gave me my life back.
It was amazing.
He gets results.
We know how to win. If you've been injured, call Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
Gruber Law Offices had my best interests at heart.
Get more per pour at the Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company is a Madison original, brewing award-winning craft beers for 30 years. And now it's time for their bigger and better happy hour. Every Monday through Thursday from 3 until 6 p.m., enjoy 20-ounce pints of the Great Dane's flagship beers for only $3. From Crop Circle Wheat to the Old Glory APA. Head to one of their 4 locations, downtown, Hilldale, Fitchburg, and East Madison. Great Dane Pub and Brewing Company, Madison's original brew pub since 1994.
Attention business owners and executives. Looking for a bank that's invested in your community as you are? Look no further than Starion Bank. As a Dane County community bank, Starion offers competitive deposit and loan rates while actively supporting local initiatives. Visit a business banker at one of our convenient branches in Middleton, Monona, and Sun Prairie. Starion Bank, full-service business banking, lending, and cash management.
Hi, it's Eric from Canopy Wealth Management. Our years of experience have prepared us to guide you through your life transitions. Our local professional team brings over 90 years of collective experience in the wealth management industry for the benefit of our clients. Canopy Wealth Management. Care, competence, clarity. It's not just a tagline, it's a promise. Go to canopy-wealth.com to get started on your financial future today. That's canopy-wealth.com.
You never know what's hiding behind the creepy cash door, but if you're not too scared to find out, it can be very rewarding. Every Saturday in October, Ho Chunk Gaming Madison will have 12 winners open a creepy cash door to reveal a cash prize of up to $2,500. Plus, one weekly grand prize winner will take home up to $10,000. That's $160,000 in possible cash prizes Saturdays in October. Nothing scary about that. Get your share of fun, frights, and prizes every Saturday at Ho Chunk Gaming Madison.
Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side. When you see Diamond Jim, you can count on him to be on your side. Selection beyond compare with on-site repair, so you can wear your jewelry with pride. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
But then something happened one magical night. I forgot that you existed. Kill me, but it didn't.
We're back on Kyle, Brust, and Nortman across ESPN Wisconsin.
This is not a boy band.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. You know why?
no.
Because you were talking to one of our teammates for like 4 minutes back there.
No, his best friend at work.
Oh, whatever.
My best friend at work. Yeah.
That's great. I gotta
What the
close
hell
my
is
mouth.
This better not be Taylor
This is like
Swift.
Olivia Rodrigo or some
This is Taylor
nonsense.
Swift.
Oh, come on. Your best friend at work influenced you to this.
She is. That person is a Swiftie.
They
Best,
sure are.
Best friend at work could be anybody. Ben Bruss, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, Alex Strofe running the show. UKBN Nation at 800-990-3776. Who's the most likable Green Bay Packer on this 2024 team? I don't know why this conversation started amongst us, but I'm glad it did, because this evolution of the Packers is kind of fun, because it reminds me of how when we all went to the Brewers and like everyone obviously in the postseason gets more involved, and it was really easy to get attached to personalities, especially when they're younger. Right? They're young, they're fun, and the Packers are young and fun. They're the youngest team in the NFL again.
Yeah, every team that I really enjoy rooting for, and of course that includes Wisconsin teams, you got a couple guys that beyond the superstars, and maybe it includes a superstar, but you kind of like irrationally, and you love to root for them, and they're just so darn likable. And to me, I was thinking about this, and it's Tucker Kraft. I mean, I know that he's come on the scene lately and he's coming off his best game. I'm not trying to be prisoner of the moment, but even this was well before this. Tucker Kraft, he's just built different, right? I mean, he is like meant to be a couple of screws loose tight end for the Green Bay Packers. I mean, he's from small town South Dakota. At his draft party, they rent out an airplane hangar and had 300 of their small town friends come in there. And he said, in his own words, he said, we gave everyone roast beef sandwiches, drank light beer, and whiskey. Now, if he added carbless, then he'd really have a party. But he said he loves his like small town feel. Let me read you this quote that Tucker Kraft put out there. He tweeted this. There's no limit to the savagery you'll encounter when you back a hungry predator in a corner. I've bled for this. I believe this. See you cheeseheads in a couple days. And finally, on a recent podcast, who was this podcast with? This was with Tune Into Dylan. Tune Into Dylan. Very good. Tune Into Dylan.
The heck is Dylan? It ain't KBN.
It's not. And I would love to have Tucker Kraft on here to talk about this. They're talking about Kraft's strategy when someone trash talks him. He says, quote, yeah, I just scream. I don't even give them a chance to finish. And when they said, maybe you should be mic'd up, he said he probably shouldn't because he might get canceled. Quote, I'm telling people I'm going to burn down their childhood homes. Like that
wow.
is what he is trash talking.
He was just recently mic'd up, I think, this past weekend. I gotta listen to that.
Tucker Kraft has a few screws loose. Dude loves physicality. He loves getting hit and laying the hits down, and he's catching touchdown passes. I love everything about him. I love him as a Green Bay Packers tight end. I am irrationally rooting hard for Tucker Kraft. Everything about him I love.
Yeah, that's hard to follow.
I think he's missing the point that would hit home most. You basically went all the way around it, but he seems like the type of guy that could come to a AmFam Field tailgate, a Lambeau Field tailgate, go to Camp Randall, and just hang out and feel like he's one of the Wisconsinites.
100%. Well said, Ben. Way to summarize my entire point in one sentence.
I'm not going to lie to you. He definitely has a feel and vibe that he would have been part of the Aaron Rodgers clique back in the day.
Why is that?
Because he has the personality, he has the talent to do it, and he has he's crushing beers and doing different things. Aaron Rodgers, his clique loved that, man. They absolutely loved that, and he had the talent to go along with all the talk. So I think that he definitely would have fit in with the David Bakhtiaris, with the Randall Cobbs, with the Jordy Nelsons, with the Aaron Rodgers clique. But I'm glad he no longer has to worry about being part of that clique.
Who you got?
Man, he took a great one, but for me, it's a newcomer. It has to be the newcomer. There's nobody in Green Bay Packerland, nobody across the great state of Wisconsin that is saying anything bad about my guy, Xavier McKinney. Nobody whatsoever will ever say something bad about him because he has been absolutely balling out. Now, off the field, he seems a little quiet, a little timid, but he about his business. But on the field, he's making a big impact for this Green Bay Packers football team and got us jumping up and down in joy of the fact that he has 5 interceptions in 5 games. First player to do that for a new team since like 1970 or something like that. He is going to single-handedly have more interceptions in AC. Yes, X gonna give it to you, baby. And so he single-handedly is going to have more interceptions by himself than what the Green Bay Packers had as a team last year, which is 7 interceptions as a team, and he has 5 in the first 5 games. He already has 6 turnovers by himself as well this season. So yes, X is going to give it to him on the field, but he also is going to be a fan favorite with us Green Bay Packers fans. So that's the guy that I think is an absolute fan favorite because just like Charles Woodson before him, we love great playmakers. We love guys that force turnovers, and that's exactly what X does when he gives it to him every single Sunday.
He does have a little Charles Woodson in him. A little bit like composed, kind of leader, but then on the field just playmaker.
Robin Madison chimes in, Tucker Kraft would make Brad cry.
I don't doubt it. He would make me cry. I mean, if he was my teammate, I'd be like, that's my guy, TK. But yeah, if he came at me at like the punt block or something and said he's going to burn my childhood home down, I'd say, dang.
You I like that home.
I love that home. My parents still live there. Don't do that.
You go to JJ and be like, hey, man, that guy Tucker's crazy.
I'm like a Narveson guy. I'm a Jair guy. I'm a Romeo Dobbs guy.
All the guys he has bashed.
You like the guys that are not very likable.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like,
I mean, he probably
Jair is so polarizing that, like, I will say I don't dislike Jair, but I will be Kyle Wallace. I will flip flop more than anyone with Jair. I'll be like, damn, he made a pick 6, he made a play, he's playing up to what he does, and then damn, he gets hurt again, or damn, he got burned again. You know, he's talking all that stuff, but not backing up on the field. He's the most frustrating Green Bay Packer, in my opinion. I know we're going most likable. Obviously, Dobbs going AWOL. Obviously, I am not in on Narveson. I know he kicked better last week, but he still, before last week, missed a kick in every game, and I don't know if you guys agree or disagree, even with the one that got called back, but it was enough to keep me nervous. I was going to say it was Daniel Whalen until he sucked last week.
He did struggle.
No, he struggled.
I'm glad
not mad
at
at
top
him.
of your list, though. That says a lot
You
for
think
punters
the punter
everywhere.
is the most likable player on the team?
Don't be so
now that I've gotten to know,
now
that I've gotten to know Brad,
don't
like,
be so surprised.
They wrote a whole article. They wrote a whole article about this man and called him the B-52 bomber.
Yeah,
that
Charlotte
that
Magazine.
man was loved in Charlotte.
Yeah, no offense. People liked Cam Newton more than you. Nobody's going to mention Jordan Love.
I was pretty light. Cam, yeah, he had quite a following in Carolina, but you know,
he also had more hate.
I don't see Cam's Charlotte Magazine spread with his gal.
I bet there was one.
There probably was. There probably was.
He was probably in like Sports Illustrated or XXL
cover.
magazine.
He was
something.
on the cover. He won the MVP.
I ain't gonna lie. I kind of like. I don't know who to pick outside of Tucker Kraft and Xavier McKinney.
Jaden Reed, man.
Jaden Reed's a good one for sure.
That's mine. Bird.
Why do you call him that?
That's his nickname.
Is
that
it
his
really?
real nickname?
Yeah, his
Bird?
nickname is Bird. Did you guys see the quote after the game the other day from Jaden Reed?
No.
He said, in college, there's this saying, Bleep and Reed is down there somewhere. Just throw it up.
Hey,
that's amazing.
You know what? That's true because he did.
You
it
saw
against
that with your
Wisconsin.
own eyes.
I sure
Yeah,
did.
he
I
cooked.
tell y'all, I
And
did
he
not
threw a
Jaden Reed
touchdown
at
against
first.
Wisconsin.
Yeah, he single-handedly beat us.
Ryan chimes in with a good one. Malik Willis is a super likable dude.
Yeah,
Oh, that's really good. That's really
I said we
good.
said most likable. I mean, you could be the most likable and not be like a star.
I mean, people love Jameis Winston.
I mean, Jameis is incredibly
Yeah,
likable.
you love his personality. You do.
all the ones that I go to right now are kind of boring. Like I kind of like Carl Brooks.
Carl Brooks.
Yeah, I know it's random. Like I'm fishing right now for like I like to find a guy that's I'm kind of like Alex Strofe, the way that he loves Sal Frelick.
Jaden Reed. Jaden Reed is the superstar. Jaden Reed is my Sal Frelick.
Jaden,
go on Twitter if you're bored one day. Search @Alex_Strofe Jaden Reed.
A lot of
and
tweets.
Just propaganda galore, man.
Ron the Key, who are your most likable Packers?
My answer is they don't have one. We don't know any of these guys. They're so young
my
and
gosh.
so
That's a really
inexperienced.
good take.
Good, Strofe. Because here's the thing. Brad literally just gave you evidence as to who Tucker Kraft is.
Yeah.
I've watched Xavier McKinney in press conferences after getting another interception when they lost, right? They lost one of the games that he got an interception.
Mm-hmm.
He ain't talking about himself. He's talking about the team. That's likable.
What do you always say about Ron and the Key?
Either
he's good or
it's either good or it's bad, and it's no in between.
And what was that?
I think your Seinfeld drop did it for itself.
You know one that also.
I'll be honest. I'm in search of my most likable Packer.
But
it's gonna hit. I just don't know
to be
when.
fair, what's going on with you here?
That's what I just said. Hand up. It's
Maybe-
gonna hit. I just don't know when.
Maybe KBN Nation should give suggestions, right? And figure out who
No.
should Ben put his first pick.
I will do my own watching.
Ben, you've had 2 hours to figure this out.
But I ain't gonna lie, right? I ain't gonna lie. Right now, I don't have my guy yet.
Ben, you know who you should jump on the train for? Because everybody's gonna love this guy by the end of the season. Because everybody loves the underdog. Whoop whoop. Yeah, I don't think that's a strong train.
You said train.
But that's the
It was a little
children's train. That's
toot-toot.
Thomas. I don't want Thomas. I want a grown adult train.
I kinda
want
like it.
the steamer. But they probably don't have those anymore now, do they? They don't run on coal anymore.
Who you want for me?
Evan Williams. You're gonna love Evan Williams. He's gonna because he wasn't Javon Bullard that got drafted. He signed Xavier McKinney. That's the guy, man.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
We can be the secondary boys.
Hey,
Is it weird no one said
Kyle's going to change his pick now.
I don't want to be associated with Ben.
Why did no one choose Jordan Love?
because
That's what
he's
I'm
the
saying.
quarterback. Quarterbacks shouldn't be always likable, right? Like
But he
Aaron,
is likable.
he is likable, but you can't. Somebody that's likable,
Too
you don't-
mainstream?
You don't bash him, right? It's hard to bash guys you really.
What do you
like.
mean it's hard to bash him? You call him selfish this summer.
That's what I'm saying. Like, if you have to bash and be negative, that can't be your guy. Like, that can't be the likable guy. There's too many people that like him who don't like him, who think he's overrated, overpaid.
The most likable person in the state of Wisconsin's easy. Gina Della from Pella. Come on now.
She sure is, Ben.
Every time I see Gina, she lights up my face with her just infectious personality and her ability to tell everyone about the product of Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin, how it can make your home more energy efficient, how it can make your home more beautiful, how you can have all these different options, whether it's vinyl, wood, whatever it may be. They can customize it for your home. If you're in a home that's not your forever home and you need something for now but also will help the home value, they can do that. If you're in your forever home that you want to pay off with 0% interest for 36 months, you can get something for the long term. Heck, you better pay attention to these airwaves. You never know what's going to pop up with a new deal. She's always got something for you people, and that's why she's the most likable person in Wisconsin. So call 855-PELLA-WI or visit them at PellaWI.com for your free consultation. Kyle Bruston-Nortman continues next with Alex Strove's segment, Becoming Relevant.
This is Kyle Bruston-Nortman, KBN.
You throw hands?
Do I throw hands?
With T.O.
Will I?
No,
I throw hands with Andre the Giant, man.
I love you, Lou. That's Lewis from the north side. The north side always knows.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Some days you hit snooze, but not today. Today you have to go on a run to get burgers for the tailgate. You've got to haul something heavy, a cooler stocked with Bud Light. When you've got beer and football, nothing is hard. until the other team scores. Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Enjoy responsibly. 21 plus. Copyright 2024 Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Ben Brust here to tell you about the Princeton Club. I joined the Princeton Club because I was looking for a place I could invest in my health, and the environment and the community I have felt has made it so easy for me to incorporate it into my everyday life. It doesn't matter where you're at in your fitness journey because they have something to offer everyone. It also goes beyond fitness. From the moment you walk in the club to the moment you walk out, there is a togetherness felt throughout the members and staff that keeps you going for your better tomorrow. Don't wait any longer and get started on your fitness journey today at PrincetonClub.net. That's PrincetonClub.net.
I'm John Hayes, owner of Goodman's Jewelers. We've been at the heart of many magical moments, from engagements to weddings to sweet 16s. It warms my heart to be a part of these moments for 40 years with people I consider family. With the highest standards and an eye for classic beauty, enjoy a warm boutique setting at Goodman's Jewelers, where integrity shines in every gem. At 220 State Street, Goodman's Jewelers, the Diamond Store, Madison, since 1933.
The best is at Goodman's.
Breaking news on ESPN Madison is presented by Metro Kia of Madison, Madison's trusted Kia dealer. Stop into Metro Kia on the east side of Madison or visit metrokiaofmadison.com.
Prize Picks is America's #1 daily fantasy sports app with over 10 million users. Prize Picks is the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. All you do is pick more or less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. Get in on the daily action with your friends and become part of the Prize Picks community today. You can now win up to 100 times your money on Prize Picks with as little as 4 correct picks. Prize Picks is the best way to win real money this football season. Make your picks in less than 60 seconds and turn your sports opinions into real money all season long on Prize Picks. Sign up today and get $50 instantly when you play $5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. It's guaranteed. Download the app today and use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Use code WI to get $50 instantly after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. Run your game.
Business owners, athletic directors, and coaches, huddle up. Ches Malusi here. Did you know that you can outfit your business or school in Iron Jock apparel? Premium gear infused with world-class silver ion technology for permanent odor protection at a wholesale price that no one else can touch. Anti-static, 4-way stretch, wicking, cooling. And Iron Jock doesn't sell cheap cottons that shrink and fade. You'll love it. Get started at ironjock.com and click on Order My Gear. That's ironjoc.com. Order My Gear.
Liberty Station American Tavern and Smokehouse isn't just a barbecue restaurant. Fish fry, walleye, and vegetarian options are available, and they have a menu that's sure to please everyone. Liberty Station smokes their meats daily with a 1,000-gallon custom smoker, giving you the freshest experience possible. Enjoy happy hour with daily discounts on both food and drinks at their large bar with 20 draft taps and multiple TVs to watch the big game. Be sure to check out their sprawling patio with an indoor and outdoor porch area too. Liberty Station off the Beltline on Rimrock Road.
Since I founded it in 1992, the Elton John AIDS Foundation has reached over 100 million people. Our work is not over. Learn about how you can help at eltonjohnaidesfoundation.org and follow us at EJAF on Instagram.
This is Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com. Brust and Nortman, KBN, on ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
Brad Nortman, Kyle Wallace, Ben Brust, alongside you, KBN Nation at 800-990-3776. You can see our beautiful faces on YouTube at ESPN Milwaukee and at ESPN Madison. And I think he puts himself on the video, bringing our beautifulness down. His name's Alex Strofe. It's time now to become relevant.
Hey, Mr. Irrelevant, it's time to become relevant. Strofe's time to shine on KBN starts now.
All right, fellas, you mentioned it, Benny. Mr. Irrelevant each Monday, Wednesday, Friday, beginning at 12:30 on YouTube, available wherever you get your podcast. We tried something out today. I'm not sure if it was good. I'm not sure if it was bad. It was definitely one or the other. I just don't know which one. I wanted to go through each Packers positional group and kind of talk about where they're at through 5 weeks, right? Kind of a normal discussion, just see if they're reaching expectations. But then we landed on, are they a dog or are they a puppy?
Ooh. Oh. So are we either going to answer
or maybe something else. It depends where your brain's at. So we did different barks for every positional group.
Oh, wow.
So if I asked you right now what the D line is, how would you bark?
A little chihuahua.
Little fake tough?
Yeah.
But then
fake
Kyle,
tough?
if I was to flip it and say, how would you do the D line?
The
defensive backs.
Oh, them some dogs back there. They with Xavier McKinney as the lead dog when Jair's healthy. I mean, the DBs
They're a
haven't
pack
been
full of wolves. They almost not dogs.
Yeah, no, for real. They haven't been really the issue this year. Them some dogs back there. When they get healthy, that's gonna be a real dog pack, like you said.
Danny?
Oh wow, that sounds like the rabies guy.
Yeah, that was Rabid Benny right there.
Oh my goodness.
That's what we want. We want to be giving them diseases.
I don't know if they're consistently a big bark. It's like every third bark because they get torched sometimes. So for me, it's like woo 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 woo. Something like that.
Creative.
That's the interception right
These
there.
are interesting dog barks.
How about like the wide receiver room?
Meow. Jaden Reed,
Yeah, Jaden Reed's the king of that one. You know when the dog, we have puppies.
Your eyes are changing colors, Benny. You're scaring me.
He's possessed.
Romeo, meow.
Yeah, Romeo, it won't even bark. It's like, come on, dog, bark.
Exactly.
Come on, dog.
I don't know what's wrong with this puppy, but we be trying to get him. I think he alive. But no, Jaden Reed, the dog that basically is the active puppy, the one puppy that barks and is playful while the rest of them kind of don't do too much. Tucker Kraft, if you consider him a receiver, he's bouncing off the walls. Christian Watson's the dog that's kind of limpy a little bit. You say that's the disabled one. That's the one he got. The dog that got the little wheelchair. That's Christian. Strolling around.
That's crazy.
That's an interesting room of dogs. It's the truth. It is the truth.
Wow.
Y'all envision it. That's crazy.
No, I said it's literally 4 different type of puppies.
He said, the dog with the little wheelchair.
It's true, though.
And the cone?
Yep. Mm-hmm. That's him.
All right, the other thing we do on Wednesday.
That's him.
The other thing we do on Wednesday editions of Mr. Relevant, we call it One Word Wednesday. I'm going to throw a topic at you. I need you each to give me a response in one word. Can we handle that?
Yeah,
Sure. Suspenseful.
One we'll talk about a bit later in the 414 hour at 4, but for our Madison and Beaver Dam audience, LeBron James tweeted today, why do I have to go on an airplane for one game in the preseason in Milwaukee? What's your one word to describe LeBron's tweet about Milwaukee today?
Listen, we just talking about dogs. He's not a male one.
It's a lot more than words.
That's
female
dog.
Hyphenated.
Female dash dog.
He made me upset about that. He talked bad about my city.
Yeah,
Spoiled.
Ignorant.
Oh, powerful.
Oh, I like that.
Ignorant.
That's real good.
Yeah,
you should tweet that under.
You guys get to know Milwaukee, especially right now. It's beautiful to be here.
You should
Tell him to come to Burleigh, where I hang out.
I mean, Burleigh will show him a lot of love. You hang out on like 80-something in Burleigh. Let me tell you, LeBron James is on 45th in Burleigh.
We all lie. He's going to get love anywhere he goes.
LeBron! I'm saying, talking all this craziness. If LeBron came in here right now, I'm like, bro, you ain't got to say about my city like that. But what's that? But I do love the ignorant.
Good to see you.
You should go on his tweet and under it, you should put the Michael Jackson. That's ignorant. That's just ignorant.
I'll do that.
Under there.
I'll do that.
No, you won't.
Yeah, I'll do that. He's not going to see it.
At Brad Nortmanism.
Who's this punch?
You have a check mark, don't you?
No,
they took ours
you have to
away.
pay for that.
Yeah, they both
I did
had
have
one.
one, though. Did you have a check mark?
Yeah.
They did.
They took ours away.
I don't know if Ben deserved one anymore anyway.
Dang.
I will say, when I had the
I got more followers than Brad.
when I had the Twitter check
Throwing you under
mark,
the bus. That's crazy.
when I had the Twitter check mark, I kind of felt like a little bit better than everyone else.
I felt cool as
Why
hell.
did you pay for it? You guys should pay for it.
Because that takes away the whole point of it.
No,
now
you guys,
anybody.
It
can
was a
pay for
status
it.
symbol.
It was status.
You
symbol,
are
man.
status symbols. You guys are. You played in the NFL. You were a great kicker at Wisconsin, good kicker in the
Kyle,
NFL. And
you know the right move here is, right?
He should get a check
You made
mark.
a Twitter like a year ago. You have like, what, 200 followers?
Something like that. I don't
Buy
know.
a check mark. Just so you can say
He
you have
too
it and they
cheap
don't.
for that.
It's $8 a month. It might be less than that.
LeBron James is such a crybaby.
Crybaby would be a
Diana
good one.
McGuanago. Stop being such a hater.
You need to stop being a freaking hater.
LeBron.
Gerard Mayo, the Patriots head coach, says Drake May will start this weekend. After Drake May's first start, he will be
A doofus.
Bad.
Nice, Brad.
big word for Brad.
Optimistic.
Are we talking about just this week?
Yeah, after his first game, he will be what?
Oh yeah, I stand by bad.
Dog water.
The rookies haven't played poorly, and
Is
they've
it
called
Benny?
Yeah.
How about?
Benny?
I want to change mine.
Dog water?
Dog water.
I want to
Yeah, how
change
many words
mine.
is that?
Overwhelmed.
Hyphenated.
overwhelmed. I like
Overwhelmed.
that.
Bro, his team's ass.
His team sucks.
When your team sucks, you're going to suck too.
That offensive line against the Jets was getting destroyed. But no, I think there's some optimism that he should have. Again, this rookie class, Bo Nix, I like Bo. I like Bo a lot.
He's sassy.
Yeah, he is sassy. He's sassy with Sean Payton. I like when somebody barks at you and you can bark back. And the way he barked back at Sean Payton
With
and
the
then went out there and balled.
Ferris Bueller thing? Is that what you're talking about? That was great.
Well, and then on top of that, after one of the games, he threw an interception. It says, what happened on the interception? He said, I threw it and they picked it off. I like that.
He's sassy.
He is sassy. You know I like sassy.
You like sassy.
Last one for you fellas. Jesse Winker, the former Brewer, now New York Met, quoted as saying to the New York Post yesterday, quote, he will hate them forever when talking about the city of Milwaukee. Jesse Winker is
a F-boy.
Explicit.
Despised.
You're very nice, Brad. I don't like Jesse.
Yeah, despised. That means like hated.
Pretty mean.
Like I for real, like Jesse Winker, he one of them dudes that runs his mouth, but like he's not really about it.
Fake tough.
Yeah, like
fake tough.
Willie asked him
Fake
to come outside.
hyphenated tough.
You guys are really bad at this game. We're going to try again next Wednesday.
My vocabulary is very limited.
That's one word, limited.
You should read.
No, this will help our
Read
vocabulary.
is also one word.
Me and Ben don't read like that.
Yeah.
Scholarly.
You need to stop being a freaking hater.
Is that what we got for becoming relevant?
Brad, did you spark notes in high school or college at all?
Hell
of course,
no.
I read every book.
Goodness gracious.
Nerd alert.
How did not read every book?
How else would you learn?
Him and Lexi were cuddling and reading.
Seriously?
Well, like-
wait, you're being serious right now?
Yeah.
Yes.
You never cheated?
No. Wait, cheated. Spark notes is not
Well,
cheating.
Spark
is
Notes
it?
isn't cheating. It's just avoiding the actual
Bro, I
reading.
So,
wouldn't
like-
have
Bro,
survived.
I was Spark Notesing in like 4th grade.
Yeah, me too.
So
early on.
my academic integrity goes to this length. So obviously, like textbook, read, highlight, notes, the whole thing. If it's like a novel, a book we had to do, of course I read it. I took big bands and legendary performers.
That's the one where I introduced Shazam to everybody.
Yeah. So
So basically, they play a song, and then you got to write down what the song is,
Yeah,
and that's what Shazam's for.
I would
Work smarter, not harder, Brad.
So there's like a multiple choice part of it, like what instrument did Louis Armstrong play primarily, right? But then there's
Trumpet.
a part of it. Yep, there's a part of it that you have to. He'll play 20 seconds of the song. You have to write down the name and artist. I'd go back to my room, listen to the songs, memorize them, write them down. Wouldn't even cheat on those.
What a loser.
And I still, to this day,
You're a loser.
know so many big band songs.
Thought you had a friend.
Little-
I was cheating.
Dang.
I was cheating.
Shout out to Professor Michael LaCrone, who used to
He was a
direct the
great
UW
professor.
band. All you had to do was go say hi to the man. Even when I was a freshman not playing, I'd go, hey, what's up, Mr. LaCrone?
Play Glenn Miller in the Mood when we come back.
Look at that. That's
Sounds
one of
good.
the songs.
We're going to play one of Brad's
that a
songs
boy
that he
band?
memorized. No, but it fits for today.
yeah.
He is a boy in a band.
All right,
Hey,
that counts.
I like Brad a lot.
Brad had an
My role
opportunity to
model.
be a douche, and it would have been warranted. We'll talk about it next.
You're listening to Kyle Brust and Nortman, KBN.
Craig Counsell bobblehead that was given away, and we, just did a nice, I don't know, soliloquy? Is that the right word?
Yeah, like a montage.
Like a Virgil.
Vigil?
Vigil.
Vigil.
A vigil. We did a vigil.
Vigil.
On ESPN Wisconsin and WisconsinOnDemand.com.
You, rah. Pella Windows and Doors of Wisconsin present your Badger Minute.
This Badger Minute is brought to you by Madison Axe. Enjoy axe throwing, craft beers, bags, shuffleboarding, and more fun at Madison's state-of-the-art entertainment spot. Visit MadisonAxe.com or head to their location on Stoughton Road today. In his media day presser, Wisconsin men's basketball coach Greg Gard noted John Blackwell made a massive leap over the offseason, one very similar to 2022 lottery pick Johnny Davis.
He wanted to be the best player on the floor. He wanted to dominate. Johnny came back with that same type of mentality as a sophomore. The mindset and approach to the game, the maturity level and the willingness and the want to be the best is pretty evident. And I saw that with Johnny, and I see that with John as well. A competitive mindset.
Pella's windows and doors feature durable materials, custom colors, and innovative features like shades between the glass. Get 0% interest for up to 36 months at PellaWI.com.
Ben Brust here for Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. It's been over 4.5 years I've worked with Zimbrick European, and it's time for you to stop on by and check out all the inventory they have to offer. You can also go to ZimbrickEuropean.com for certified pre-owns, Mercedes, Audi, Porsche, electric vehicles. They literally have it all for you. It's your one-stop shop. Don't forget about Mercedes-Benz Sprinter vans as well. Zimbrick European off the Beltline at Rimrock Road. Check it out. You will enjoy it.
Warning, the following ZipRecruiter radio spot you are about to hear is going to be filled with F words.
When you're hiring, we at ZipRecruiter know you can feel frustrated, forlorn even, like your efforts are futile, and you can spend a fortune trying to find fabulous people, only to get flooded with candidates who are just fine. Fortunately, ZipRecruiter figured out how to fix all of that. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. With ZipRecruiter, you can forget your frustrations because we find the right people for your roles fast, which is our absolute favorite F word. In fact, 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day.
Fantastic.
So, whether you need to hire 4, 40, or 400 people, get ready to meet first-rate talent. Just go to ZipRecruiter.com/free to try ZipRecruiter for free. Don't forget, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free. Finally, that's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Why is life better with American Family Insurance? Because every policy comes with something very special. A trusted agent who's there to help protect your dreams by finding the right coverage at the right price. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
ESPN Wisconsin's Mark Tosher here for my friends at Kohler Services. If you need a bath or shower remodel, turn to Kohler Services. Family owned for 150 years, Kohler is your Wisconsin manufacturer providing care for life. And this month only, get 0 interest for 12 months and a free shower door with your Lugstone shower remodel. Visit KohlerServicesWI.com to request your free quote with fast professional installation always included. That's KohlerServicesWI.com.
If you're looking for a special piece of jewelry for any occasion, Condon Jewelers is always there for you. Condon Jewelers has the best selection of jewelry you'll ever find and guaranteed to have the lowest prices in the Madison area. Free shipping is always available. Visit CondonJeweler.com or call 241-3406 and ask for Jim, the owner, who's at the store every day. Shop locally. Condon Jewelers, the jeweler on the east side, the jeweler on your side.
This is Kyle, Brust, and Nortman, brought to you by Bud Light, the official beer of the NFL, on 100.5 ESPN, the ESPN Madison YouTube channel, and Wisconsin On Demand.
Oh!
It's a classic.
It is a classic.
You don't know this song.
Parent Trap? Are you kidding?
Oh, wow, that's a pull.
Thank you.
Why do you always...
Everything goes to movies. It's my Slumdog Millionaire.
They're the strangest ones.
Parent Trap.
Parent Trap. Ben Brust, Kyle Wallace, Brad Nortman, the Scholar, Alex Stroh running the show. Now, Brad had an opportunity.
It's never the
All right,
big ones.
800-990-3776. When you heard this song, tell me you didn't think of Parent Trap.
What scene
I
is
did not
it
think
from?
of Parent Trap.
And I am on Vicky.
Nobody.
It's in the scene at the hotel.
I don't
When
think
they do what? When they're pranking?
No, she meets I am Aunt Vicky.
Can I ask? I mean, to each their own. I mean, Parent Trap was a movie. Why did y'all watch Parent Trap as young children?
It's a classic.
What was the appeal?
What do you mean? It's about childhood hygiene.
Did you not see the NFL players do the Parent Trap handshake of the twins?
You talking about the NFL players that are
Gen Z? He's never quoting The Godfather. He's never quoting Home Alone.
Dude, don't knock Parent Trap right now. That's what I watched with my sister growing up.
It's a good movie. I know. When you have a sister, you watch those movies.
That's it. Me and my brother were watching Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and y'all were watching Parent Trap and playing with Barbies.
You missed out on something, Kyle. Parent Trap's a great movie. It's child hijinks. It's wonderful.
Thank you, Brad.
I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure it was. I missed out. Maybe I'll watch it one day.
Now, Brad, you were meandering around our offices, and you ran by somebody with a Jags.
Yeah, it was my guy. So I never.
Well, it wasn't your guy. You don't know this guy.
I think he's my kind of guy. How about that? So I'm walking down the stairs. He's walking up the stairs. He's wearing a Jacksonville Jaguars hat and T-shirt, and like retro cool. It was awesome. He's holding flowers. He opens up a door for a woman. I was like, my guy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to say something.
He opens up a door.
He opens the door. He's a
gentleman right there,
He's a gentleman. So I say, all right, go Jags. I love to see it. And I'm wearing a carbless quarter zip, but underneath this, at the time, I was just wearing my Panther shirt. And he goes, right back at you with the Panthers. Love the Panthers. And I was like, walking away. I was like, I never have that interaction in Wisconsin.
Wait, you didn't tell him you played for both of those teams?
No, walking
way
right
too
by.
modest.
That was
he
it.
could have been a douche there, and it would have been acceptable. He could have been like, hey, man, I used to punt for the Jaguars. I just want to say I love seeing the support of the Jags in Wisconsin. He'd be like, really, you did? And you could have made that guy's day.
That's actually a pretty good way to do it.
Yeah,
I never thought about doing that, but if you ever try to do that, it doesn't come off well.
No, you're trying too hard to be good. That's the thing. You don't want to come off as a douche or a jerk or a self-centered person. You're trying too hard, Brad. Sometimes you have to brag about yourself a little bit. You got to talk yourself up like, oh, man, that's sweet. I love seeing it. As he said, like, hey, I
should have. We were going in opposite directions.
Yes,
so I
you
should
should
have
have
stopped him and made sure he knew that I played for the team that he was wearing.
You would have made his day. He would have said to his girl, this is going to be a great day. I got you flowers. We just met somebody who played in the NFL. This is an awesome day. But instead,
he would have got a picture with you.
Yeah.
What if he's never met a Jaguars player?
And maybe he's a Jags super fan. But based on what he had, that would have been a thrill. See, I was thinking like, don't be a tool. Don't make it about yourself. Don't be like, that, you like the Jags. Oh, you're really going to like me then.
Stop being so modest.
Yeah, exactly.
you're too modest.
Don't do that. Be the person that you need to be and just say, hey, I played for him, dude.
If you're listening, come on down to the 3rd Street Market Hall. I want to meet you. He's a Jags and Panthers fan.
He's not listening or he would have known who you were.
Hey, you played the music at the right time this time. All right, I want to try this.
That seemed unnecessary.
Does this sound good on the air? Everyone loves bubble wrap.
So why are we doing this?
It's a little bit.
Oh, that's good right there. That angle you just had. Go lower. Go low. Below the mic. Yeah, man. We got some SMR going on right now.
Yeah. At first it felt
ASMR. Thank you.
at first it sounded good. Now I'm just getting like. But bubble wrap is one of the few things.
Bubble wrap doesn't sound as good on the radio as it does, as satisfying as it is popping up.
We got some people who are writing emails to our program director, Brian D, right now.
The Damn Sports Show up next in Beaver Dam. Jim, Matt, and Molly in Madison. We're back in 2 minutes.